Well, this I want to share with you. This came in my Sunday paper this week, and I don't take much out of the paper, but I saw this and snagged it because I am finding that I am loving the gift guide. Love the gift guide. It's my top search these days. It's my top search. I just love anyone and everyone that will give me a gift guide. I love them. And I'm looking for the gift, right? I'm looking for something that someone would open and be like, how did you find that? Well, I found it because of the gift guide. I want to find that gift, the best gift, the exciting gift, the uncommon gift, the thing that is just like perfect, but it's not like, at the homepage at like QVC or Target or whatever, even those probably are good gifts there too. But I love if someone's like promising a unique gift, I want to discover it. I want to uncover it. And I don't know if you're like me and you just love the gift guide. I love the gift guide. And I've been thinking about this season, this Advent season. And on December 1st, I shared my Advent calendar and this idea that I am leaning into in this season of discovering what God has already put behind the doors of the Advent calendar of my life, that what He's filled my days and my moments, that I know He has filled them. And I am just wanting to discover what is behind the door. I want to unwrap, I want to discover. And so I want to flip the gift guide thing today. And I just want to help us to discover the gift. I want to guide you to the gift that has already been given, and just to take a moment in the midst of everything and stop and just say, how do we really discover what God has already given, what He's already put behind the Advent calendar door of my life? And so that's really what I want to do today, is just really look at that discovery. I want to guide you to the gift. I want to guide you to the gift. And I'm going to share one of my favorite scriptures with you. And this is in John 4. And Jesus is having an encounter with a woman at the well, a Samaritan woman at the well. And she is needy. And in this moment, Jesus is going to guide her to the gift. He is going to be the ultimate gift guide. And she is just having this conversation with Jesus. And he says this phrase, he says this sentence, this truth to her that is, I believe, just so powerful. We could unpack it for the rest of our lives. But he says this in John 4:10. Jesus answers this woman and he said, if you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink. They're at a well, and that's what happens at a drink. People draw out water to give people drinks to take home and use. But he says this, if you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked Him, and He would have given you living water. And I'm going to read it in the Message version too, because this is really good. It goes on to give us a little bit of a different picture. And Jesus says this, if you knew the generosity of God and who I am, you would be asking me for a drink and I would give you fresh living water. And I want you guys to get out the marker and I want you to circle this scripture, star this scripture, underline it. I want us to be mesmerized by this scripture where Jesus says, if you knew the gift of God, if you knew the gift of God, if you opened the gift guide, if you gave your life to this one gift guide, if you knew the generosity of God, then everything would change. Everything would change for you. You would be able to ask and receive the thing that your soul really thirsts for, the drink that lasts forever, the fresh and living water that will take you through this life and into eternity. If that starts with this, if you knew. If you knew, then you would be able to ask. If you knew the gift of God, if you knew the generosity of God. And I want us to stop there for just a second, because I really do believe that our experience of the living water, our experience of abundant life, our experience of the love of God, the hope of God, the joy of God, it hinges on that. If you knew, you would ask. If you knew the generosity of God, if you knew the gift of God, then you would ask. And so I believe that what God is saying to us in this scripture is the generosity of God is here. that the generosity of God has come, that the gift of God has actually been given. It is accessible, that the gift of love of God is here. It is here. And I want us to step back and I want us to start asking ourselves, what do I know right now? Like in my life, in my circumstances, what do I know? What do I really know? Or what do I know more of? So I want us to think for a second about like a current need, a current thirst, like this woman at the well, a current situation. And then I want us to begin asking, do I know the gift? Do I know the generosity of God in this situation? So here is my example. I hit Tuesday morning, heading into a work week after taking Thursday and Friday off and kind of part of Saturday off for Thanksgiving. And I just felt so unmotivated to get back to work. And I think part of it, just getting out of the rhythm of work, but I think part of it when I look at it is I just really felt overwhelmed by work. I felt overwhelmed by what needed to be done and feeling like I'm behind on getting ready for Christmas for church, just feeling like there were some ministry things that I was behind on, that just getting out of the rhythm of keeping up with things. I now had more work from last week that I really needed to face, and this all kind of was just looming over me on Tuesday morning. So I felt really unmotivated because I think I just was overwhelmed by it all. And what I really wanted to do was just check out in that moment. And I wanted to do more mindless things. I didn't want to show up for work. I didn't want to show up and do the things that I really needed to keep moving forward. Honestly, I wanted to shop. I wanted to do more gift guiding. I wanted to get in my kitchen and make things. I like to make Christmas gifts. And so I just wanted to do that mindless kind of like checkout stuff. And I knew in that moment that I had a choice. I had a choice in that moment. What would I know more of? Would I know more of that unmotivated feeling? Would I know more of my feelings? Would I know more of the overwhelmed message that I was telling myself? Or would I know more in that moment of the generosity of God? And I had a choice in that moment. What will I know more in this moment? And I decided that I was going to know more of the generosity of God. I was going to know more of the generous nature of his love for me, more than my feelings, more than the messages. I was going to know more of his help. I was going to know more of what he has given. And so I just stopped and I just took a moment and I actually experienced the more of God's love. And I said, this is more real than my feelings right now. This is more real than the messages. This is more real than the meaning I'm making of this situation. And I let that just come and transform my motivation. I let it transform the message I was telling myself. I just decided, and I really believe, you guys, this life is like this journey of moment by moment. I'm going to know the gift of God that was given. I'm going to know in this moment the generosity of God that was given, the generosity of his wisdom, the generosity of his comfort, the generosity of his help, the generosity of his love that will never fail, the generosity of his mercy for whatever need, whatever well we are next to, whatever thirst we might find. The answer comes in the generosity of God, the gift that he has already given. So I want us to discover it. I want to guide you. I want to be your gift guide to that. It's just opportunity after opportunity, with every circumstance, with every fresh, bad, not so nice email that we open, or fresh circumstance that we're headed into, every fresh moment of need. The answer is the gift of God. The answer is the generosity of God. Will we open it? Will we discover it? Will we say, this is more real right now than the other things that I'm making of this situation? So that's my encouragement. That is my guide to the gift. Believe that Jesus is standing in front of us saying, if you knew the gift of God, you would ask. If you knew. So let's commit together to saying, Jesus, I want to know the gift of God in this circumstance, in this situation, in the natural experience of this life. I want to know. what you offered, what you have invited us into. Let's open that huge invitation from Jesus from John 4:10, and looking forward to it. Tickets are now out on the website for this Sunday's service. We are limiting it to 25 people in the building, which makes it so easy to spread out. And I just want to assure you that we are spreading out, and we are masked in the building. There is kids ministry at the 9 o'clock service. And then there's a 10:30 service that, again, spaced way out, a smaller group of people that's a little bit more interactive with the message. So I hope that you can join us and give it a try and come and worship together, have some communion together, and encourage each other in the season. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.